Well, as you know, if you watch this show, and even if this is your first show, we have some really big names on Boomer TV.
Patterson, Poteet, and now Cathy Morris.
Cathy Morris, she's an electrifying electric violin player.
She is electrifying. She's good enough that she's played in the White House before.
Yeah, a couple of different presidents. But she's got something now that she has a passion for called Arts with a Purpose. And you're going to find out all about that with Mel McMahon.
Today we're with Cathy Morris, electric violinist. Thank you so much for welcoming us into your home.
I'm thrilled to have you, Belle.
You can see so much inspiration around you, which you offer so much inspiration to others too.
Well, thanks.
You know, it's such a passion for you and a passion for what you're sharing with the community as well. And you have a non-for-profit,
Oh, yes.
Arts with a Purpose.
Right.
Tell us about that.
Well, because I have been fortunate to play all original music on an electric violin with no vocals in the middle of Indiana, at so many different places for so many different people. You know, my gratitude just overflows. And so over time, I was doing these philanthropic projects. Here for You is a compilation CD of all Indianapolis women's music sponsored by Jim Irsay, and we gave that money to the Women's Fund. A couple other projects similar to that came together, and I finally formalized the effort, calling it Arts with a Purpose.
And tell us who you serve with this.
Well, a lot of different audiences, most of which don't have the arts available to them. I'm trying to fill in the gaps with my friends who do all different kinds of arts and offer them to these different locations. For instance, Oasis. We have a couple projects going on through them. One is called Women Who Rock. And it's about not only women musicians, but women who are rocking our community using the arts. So Judy Byron from Arts for Lawrence, the theater at the Fort Bend. She's on
Theater at
that,
the Fort, yeah.
as well as Monica Herzig, Dr. Monica Herzig, who's an amazing jazz pianist from Bloomington, who's written a couple books herself and put together a CD called She Rose, promoting women in jazz specifically. So purposeful art is what we're all about.
Born and raised here in Indiana, but the electric violin has helped you go so many different places. Tell us about who you've met and places you've seen.
I am so fortunate. I have been able to represent our community. There's more than corn in Indiana. Represent our community to visiting dignitaries like politicians, Mikhail Gorbachev, Bill Clinton, Laura Bush, the Prince and Princess of Serbia. You know, just so many people I've been able to share what's really happening here in Indiana. I've also had the opportunity to travel to Japan and play some concerts there. And then I've also published some of my music, my original songs for orchestra. And there was a youth orchestra in Spain that played some of my music, so I was able to go over and witness them performing and played with them. I oftentimes do play with these orchestras. And electric violins, of course, are getting more and more popular these days. Have you ever tried one?
No.
Oh, well, honey, you got to put this under your chin.
Okay.
It just goes, there you go. Oh, and it matches your blouse perfectly.
Wow.
And then with this right hand, make the letter L, like love, and just use your pointer.
Wow.
Isn't that great fun?
It's so fun. Just even strumming the strings, it's so fun.
Of course, it's quiet. It needs to be plugged in.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, through music, you learn so much. And I can teach kids about science. I can teach them about geography, about history, so many different things, which I've been doing through young audiences, Arts for Learning.
Cathy, we've talked a lot about your performances in the past, but have you performed recently? Are you still performing?
Oh, yes, almost busier than ever again these days. I was honored to open the Indianapolis Violin Competition opening ceremonies. Yeah, that was a great time, of course. Once a month, you can find me in a duet situation at, which is always so intimate with just the two people. Bangkok Jazz Bar and Restaurant, downtown Indianapolis, as well as once a month at tastings at the Conrad.
And are you available for private parties or weddings or do any of that?
Of course.
And how can people book you for those?
All of the above. You know, Cathy Morris at CathyMorris.com.
And do you have an events calendar there as well so people can see where you're going to be?
Sure.
Now, Cathy, talking about Arts with a Purpose, how can people support it or get involved?
Well, we're a small organization, just got our 501c3, yay. And of course, always looking for assistance in all different kinds of ways. You can get in touch at P.O. Box 94, 46206, and drop us a line or a donation now that we are 501c3. And we can make matches between your interest and what programs we're currently offering. Or if you're an artist and you'd like to participate, we can add your program to our roster as well.
Wonderful.
Oh, I'm so proud.
Wonderful. And where can people learn more about Arts with a Purpose?
www.artswithapurpose.com.
Wonderful.
Or cathymorris.com.
Wonderful. Cathy, thank you so much for welcoming us into your home. And it's so great to learn about you. And I feel really inspired, and I hope people watching are inspired too.
Oh, thanks. I hope so too.
I'm Mel McMahon for Boomer TV.